Hello and welcome. My name is Drew Baird and I'm the founder and owner of Healthy PCOS. And in this video, we're going to be discussing if you have insulin resistant PCOS, 3 things you can do right now that will have the biggest impact on improving your symptoms. Now, of course, before we get started, what is insulin resistant PCOS? And the way I like to explain this is levels of an iceberg. So you understand the symptoms that you're dealing with on a daily basis, whether that's irregular periods, weight gain, poor energy, depression, anxiety, facial hair growth. These are the symptoms, but they're obviously driven by underlying hormonal imbalances. Most commonly in PCOS, we're talking about high insulin, low progesterone, high testosterone, high DHT, dihydrotestosterone. But we have to also understand that these hormonal imbalances don't just happen. They're driven by underlying drivers. So for 70% of women with PCOS, that core underlying driver is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a condition driving these hormonal imbalances, which are then triggering the symptoms you're experiencing. So if you want to have the biggest impact on improving your PCOS, we go to the source of what's driving your PCOS. And if we do this, we're going to have a huge impact on improving your symptoms. So let's get into what these 3 things are. Number 1 is to go for a 20 to 40 minute walk every single day. Now, when I'm talking about going for a walk, I'm not talking about getting sweaty, huffing and puffing and really getting out there, turning it into a run. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a 20 to 40 minute low to medium intensity walk. So you're not getting sweaty, you're not getting huffing and puffing, you are just practicing the movement. Ideally, you're doing this outside. If you live in an area where you can go for a walk outside, perfect. If not, look, do what you can. Also, ideally, you want to be doing this either first thing in the morning within an hour of waking up or after your biggest meal. Why is this? An hour before waking up to optimize your blood sugar levels, also to optimize your mood for the day. If you've ever gotten up nice and early and been outside and been active, it just really starts your day off. It puts you in a wonderful mood for the rest of the day. It's called a keystone habit. If you're out there moving, then you're probably going to have a nice healthy breakfast. Then you're feeling like you're doing things that are good for your health. If you can't do that, then the second time to go for this walk ideally is after a main meal. And that's because research shows us that going for a walk immediately after a meal actually lowers your blood sugar levels. Lower blood sugar spike, lower insulin, improved insulin sensitivity. So tip number 1 is to go for a 20 to 40 minute walk, low to medium intensity every single day. Tip number 2 is to make sure that the majority of the carbohydrates you eat are low to medium GI. Now, what does this actually mean? So when we're looking at carbohydrates, there's what's called a GI rating, just stands for glycemic index. And it simply means how much this food is going to increase your blood sugar levels. So obviously with a condition like insulin resistance, we want to keep our blood sugar levels as even as possible. So that means we want to be consuming the majority of the foods we eat to be low to medium GI, because they're going to have a lesser impact on your blood sugar level, which over time will help your body improve its insulin sensitivity. So if you can make sure that the large majority of the carbohydrates you eat are low GI, this is going to have a huge beneficial impact on blood sugar stabilization, which will have an impact on improving your body's insulin sensitivity. And another way of saying that is improving insulin resistance. So I've just written down a list here of some wonderful food sources you can incorporate into your diet, right? So low to medium GI carbs would be sweet potato, brown rice. Basmati rice is another good option. I find brown rice to be a little bit, boring if I'm being honest. Basmati rice is nice. It tastes like white rice. Rolled oats or steel cut oats. Kind of stay away from quick oats, but rolled oats, steel cut oats, fantastic. Quinoa, wholemeal bread is a good option as well. Look, there's a lot of back and forth about is bread good or bad for PCOS. Look, if we cannot say having a chicken and salad wrap on wholemeal bread for lunch is a bad meal for PCOS. It's simply not, right? I think there's a lot of demonization around foods for PCOS, but wholemeal bread is another one, and couscous is another one. So if you can incorporate these foods as your carbohydrate sources, as I said before, this is going to have a wonderful effect on blood sugar levels and a wonderful effect on improving your insulin resistance. And tip number 3 is to take inositol, so myo-inositol. It is by far the most well-researched supplement for PCOS, and its main mechanism of improving your PCOS is actually improving insulin resistance. So it acts as an insulin sensitizer. Excitingly, research also shows that it is just as effective as metformin for PCOS outcomes. So if you've been prescribed metformin and found the side effects a little bit too much, or if you're just looking for a natural alternative, myo-inositol. If you do want to look at the research, I look at the research every single day. Go to pubmed.com and type in PCOS inositol. You can see all the articles there, all the research studies, the meta-analysis that have been done. But honestly, myo-inositol is one of those supplements that research shows us works really well for PCOS. And also, if you go on the website, check out the reviews. A lot of women just find it is a huge improvement to their PCOS. In terms of how quickly does it work, it will start working straight away, but different symptoms you'll see will take different times. So symptoms like improved energy levels, reduced sugar cravings, improved sleep, you should notice them in the first few weeks. Other symptoms like improved menstrual cycle regularity, weight loss, even hirsutism, they will take longer because you're relying on different systems of the body. But if you're looking for one supplement that can help with insulin-resistant PCOS, inositol. If you've taken inositol and found that it simply doesn't work, because let's face it, PCOS is such an individual condition that no diet, exercise program, supplement is going to work perfectly for everyone. It just simply doesn't happen, unfortunately, with PCOS. So if you find that inositol simply didn't work for you, 2 special mentions here. The first one is berberine, and the second one is NAC, N-acetylcysteine. As well, again, these 2 supplements has been shown through science, through research, to be effective for PCOS and PCOS outcomes. And the main way they work, again, is improving insulin resistance. So if you find that inositol isn't that great for you, or if you do want to stack these supplements, NAC or berberine. So look, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm back doing YouTube videos. I'll be doing them every single week now. Really been focusing on Instagram and TikTok, but I really enjoy this long format video more because I can actually explain things. So if you have any questions about this video, comment below. I'll happily get back to you. I love chatting. If you ever want to chat further, send us an email, info@healthypcos.com, or you can reach out to us on our social medias, Instagram, TikTok. Or if you do want to try any of these supplements, we have a full range of PCOS-specific supplements. So you can find them on the website at www.healthypcos.com. But that's all for me now. I'll see you on the next video. Stay well, stay healthy, and stay improving your PCOS.